Good morning. Good morning, friends. I'm going to tell you what it feels like. It is Monday, but it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Come on in the room, y'all. Listen, first and foremost, child, is she just not wanting to wake up for me now? What we doing, girl? I know. She said it's cold. I know it is cold. How are you doing? It is Tuesday. Announcements. Please check out the community tab. And I've also updated like my description box. I don't share. Hey, quickly, let me say thanks for being here. Thank you for being a part of my soul family. Thank you for being in this space. Your energy creates alignment and supports me here. It's not a monetized space. It's not affiliated space. It's just a space that I hold for us to have community and grow and learn together and have a positive checkpoint, have an alignment checkpoint. All right, so listen, thank you for being here. But quick announcements. I'm so excited. And child, not me. I just wasn't paying attention. And even though I talk about these frequencies and these dates and all of these things with you guys all the time, I was just not thinking about yesterday. I've been working so hard. Whoops, let me not drop this whole thing, y'all. I thought, listen, energy sliding all around. It's a slip and slide for real, isn't it? Too funny that I'm talking about slip and slides. It makes me think about that oracle card that we shared yesterday. Y'all, look at me. It's just, I'm excited, okay? Please look past it. Yeah, I just wasn't thinking. Check out the community page. And then also, what I was saying is I don't do the thing where I post these long, crazy descriptions and hashtag. I don't do all that in every video because, honey, we ain't got time. If you aligned, if you here, you meant to be here, spirit gonna bring you here. I can't be hashtagging my life away, honey, but listen. Yeah, get into it. I'm going to tell you what it is because my friend makes good things. But the community tab, I'll always update you on what I'm doing, where you can find things. And then always, like, for my channel, there's a whole description box. It has my email. It has my website, which I need to check, y'all, because I'm just making sure. I was having some issues with it yesterday, but we're going to be glitching when it comes to any type of internet connectivity. It's going to be that way all year, honey. Just buckle up. All these Aries frequency pouring in new energetic alignments and upgrades into the grids. Honey, Pluto and Aquarius stellium. Child, Aquarius, North Node, Uranus, later in the spring going to be in Gemini. I'm going to need y'all to be patient. The grids are charged up right now. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. It just made me think, because, whenever we get started, it's like a real ADD tap in. And I have my beverage. Maybe you have your coffee or your tea. But yeah, if you want to know, like, what do you do when you're not communing and hanging out with us? And a lot of you guys are connected to a lot of my core soul family groups and things like that. I'm gonna grab these oracle decks. What are we gonna do today? Ooh, let's do different. All right, spirit. Okay. You'd be like, dang, girl, I know. Friend, me too. I'll show you the decks we're gonna pull from. But yeah, I wasn't even thinking, y'all, that I had finally launched after lots of writing, lots of planning, still lots of writing, planning, child, creating modules of teaching material and linking the things and getting the images and having everything available for everyone. Woo! It's time consuming, but it's good work. I'm so grateful for the work that I get to do, right? But yeah, we've been working hard. So I wasn't even thinking, it just organically happened as it does when you work on your alignment and you approach your life a certain way. You're not going to have to just be like sweating, I don't know, freaking out of like, is it the right time? Because that's how we talk about the Fool and the Magician and the Wheel, and how the path is just going to be unfolding and you'd be like, shit, I'm on the path, right? That's how it happens. So I was sat back yesterday and I was just like, we're going to launch it. I had planned an event on my Facebook business page and in the communities that I co-create and connect with. Beautiful, like-minded hearts and souls. I love them. I was like, let's do it. Let's put this event. Let's get it on the calendar. We're going to have like a live chit chat and talk about school. SKOOL, where I'm launching my teaching modules and stuff and creating community over there. But honey, I looked at the calendar. I said, Neptune is in Aries today. We did not plan that, but I love the synchronicity of it because it's so exciting. So yeah, if you're looking at my YouTube page and you're like, what's she doing? What's she got going on? You can always go to my website, which is wildwander.net. I do my best to like I feature different items that are always in my shop for spiritual hygiene and energetic work. I try, but I ain't even gonna lie, y'all, I'd be forgetting. I try to update like what most recent tarot video is up. There's some, I do need to take down this Terra Nova crystals. Please go visit her, by the way. Karina is amazing, and I've known her so long. So if you happen to click that link in my website, you will find her. Is that still a live link? Yeah, she's amazing. And she holds groups that are about crystals and teachings and all the spiritual things. She's amazing. But I was just looking, I need to update that. So you can always visit my website. You will also notice that I've updated my description and shared on the community tab school, SKOOL.com. You are more than welcome to hop over there. You'll see, that my emblem will always be the same. So, that's me there. And it's called the Alchemist Tarot Academy. But when you join by subscription, there's all kinds of, classrooms full of modules and stuff that I'll be adding. Like right now, the first module that's live is there available. So that is there. And the link is there in the description. So what else for quick notes? I've had people ask on different platforms too, but you can always email me. My email is there. I'm always active there daily, checking my email for my business account. But you can go to my website and look at tarot and astrology services as well. When you click that link, I've had someone ask me about this before. When you click that link, it does prompt you to email me. Because we need to check our alignment. We need to discuss what you want a reading about. We need to tap in energetically. I'm always going to do that and get in alignment with my spirit team and higher self before I just take someone's energetic exchange in monetary form. Okay, but you can go over there and it will prompt you and let you send me an email to book a reading. Astrology services are listed there, and my shop is there as well. What is in the shop right now? Because I had taken a break creating. But then, of course, I network with all these beautiful souls. And we have creative events all around the wheel of the year and all through the seasons. We already have one set up for this weekend called Amore. So it's going to be great. But I try to, at my shop, I keep like standard tools available, like spiritual floor wash, road opener tools, cleansing, white water type things. I do offer custom candle services too. If you click candle and oils and you scroll down, you can email to book having a custom candle made. Someone asked me one time, it's like, you talk about candles, but if you go to my website, you can actually see a whole just snapshot of a photo gallery of what my creations look like. So there is that. I don't always do my spiels, but sometimes I have people ask me questions, and to be honest with you, child, I'll be forgetting. So school.com, my website, those are great resources. And you're always welcome to find me and follow me on my Facebook business page, because I'm also very active there. So with that being said, how are you feeling? Listen, it is so, we are in the southeast, in the foothills, in the Blue Ridge area, down there in the bottom of the Appalachia, right? So we fared very well, and I want to offer gratitude and thanks. So thankful I'm warm. So thankful I'm safe. You know, I preemptively, of course, Aquarius stellium child, you know, I had already been thinking about this. We're going to hope for the best, but we're going to prepare for the worst. So I've always been the person who has like, what would I do if the power, I love when the power goes down. And you know, we got a bunch of candles over here, but you do got to kind of think about like heat when it's very, very cold. So we stay prepared. I also lived in an area where we were on a certain grid, and it would just, we constantly lost power in that area, goodness gracious. So investing in things like a generator or having you know, we have the things that we need, and I'm grateful, grateful for having a lot of like charging sources, things that can operate without like battery. You know what I'm saying? We prepared over here. So I'm thankful for that. But, excuse me. So sorry. When I go out and walk the dogs and it's super cold, 14 degrees this morning, which, yeah, honey, it's cold that's real cold for us down here. We don't really be doing 14 degrees too often. I mean, in the wintering for us, which is much more comes to us like end of January, more into February. I'm always joking about, am I going to get birthday snow? But we don't really, down in the teens, it's not common for us. And this sustained low level of temperatures also, like a lot of times down here, we'll get real cold at night. But then when the sun comes back up, it's like, hey, it's 50, 60, 70. You never know. So it's interesting. But we did really well. It could have been way worse. Be that as it is interesting to consider divine timing, because a friend and I were discussing the fact that, you know, I would never wish certain things on anyone, but sometimes we can offer gratitude for divine timing. I reflect back on getting all those floods in this area and how it actually took out. And it's a natural course of the way that the earth works. I trust her. Her wisdom is very ancient. Terra Gaia, I'm trusting her. I'm vibing. I'm flowing with her. But a lot of that actually took out so much of certain types of dead tree growth and things that happened in that season, which was a lot warmer. It was like a later fall season for us here. I would have much rather dealt with that at that time than had that not happened, had a lot of work not been forced to be done on the power grids and updating lines and da-da-da-da-da. You can imagine all the things that happened as a domino effect of a lot of the flooding we got. Which was uncanny, like once in 1,000 years type of thing. But now that this cold is coming in, and I don't know how the patterns of, it is natural over the course of Earth cycles, you know, the patterns will change. And so it's interesting to think, man, if all those like dead tree growths and all this X, Y, and Z had been here, imagine had this heavy weight of ice come. Because ours was a lot more of like icy rain, sleet. There's a little bit of snow flurries mixed in here and there very lightly. So imagine that would have really shut it down heavily. And then had we been in that situation, we would have been looking at power outages. You know, what was it sorry. You know, I'm going to stay smacking. Let me put my hands down. I'll be talking with my hands like y'all. Well, you can see my hands. But yeah, you know, the highest and best good is always working out for me all the time. And I trust in that. And it was just crazy to think, yeah, like had that not all happened. And then the following time frame of the year after that, just the constant work they had to keep pouring into the grids, updating, clearing dead growth, doing all the things. It was very much pruning. That's funny because it was a Virgo year. It was pruning, right? But it's so good because I think we fared very well in this area because of all that, right? Because I think in total, yesterday before we started shoveling and just trying to do what we could here in our little corner, it was like 1.25 inches, which is a hell of a lot. And it was thick and it was solid. You could walk on top of it. And that had been, accumulation of like Saturday night, Sunday into Monday. But yeah, we had heat. The power grids did not go down. I'm so grateful. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people in this area. Lower foothills, Blue Ridge area, and even up higher into the Appalachia without power, right? Because you imagine if that would have been right now. It'd have been tough. So hey, boom, there's a mini lesson in how to reorient your perspective. Am I spiritual bypassing? No. Am I avoiding reality? Am I not being prepared? None of that. But I'm also seeing through reflection on the wisdom of how things happen and the divine timing of all of it. Like you can flip that perspective, you see? Because what I'm trying to tell you right now, if this amount of ice, and now like basically what happened is the sun came out, it was really nice. I don't think we got above freezing. We got up to like 32, 33. Hold on one second, you guys. I have to kind of stay and check with messages to make sure that everyone's okay. People out traveling, my family, and okay, so we're good. Just making sure, because I'll be the one to be like, if you can make it over here, I got this, I got that. I'll always be the one, but yeah, it is crazy to think. All that heaviness of precipitation and then freezing, that just creates that dense weight. I mean, trees would have been down, but we wouldn't have been able to respond the same way because everything would have been frozen. Whereas in those flooding times, after everything receded, much like the health and the divine earth wisdom of flooding waters works, a lot of the soil was satiated. A lot of dead growth allowed a lot of the trees to be then stronger in the soil. You hear the metaphorical references behind all of this? So now that the pruning, that the washout, the flood, and the pruning allowed the growth in the soil to be healthier and stronger. And then when this other these cold fronts, and I think we're, love and light, I think we're going to get a little more of them. Just because, Earth is going through her own cyclical changes that are natural to her, when our planet receives activations, when our little galaxy in our corner of the cosmos, the planetary alignments, all of that is energetic. In the sun, in his own cycles and evolution, bringing down all this. It's all affecting the earth too. So we're going to continue to experience it. And we're not even tapping on Aries bringing in new cardinal lines of energy and how that relates to the earth. Uranus and Gemini, Pluto and Aquarius, weather and patterns, liquidation of energy that affects clouds, that affects water, that affects wind. That's a whole nother way to view astrology, of course. But yeah, my friends, it could have been so much worse for us. But don't you love, this is alchemy in real time. Don't you love how you can understand the alchemy? Okay, when I was in that at the time, I thought, this is devastating. And it was, I don't want to take away from that. But now I was so much better prepared for this time. And you can apply that perspective shift in so many different ways, right? So, child, ain't nothing like an Aquarius stellium come on in with all that ice. Talking about, can you stand the cold? Have you prepared? Have you studied? Hunker down, cuddle up, bundle up. Neptune in Aries is here, bringing us the stimulation of beautiful things to come down into our embodiment to be received. It is a beautiful energy. It really is. And I was sharing, I made a post somewhere else. I shared it here on the community tab as well. It's important. I'm going to read it to you, even though I know I did share it. It just bears repeating because we really need to remember and take advantage of this in Aquarius season. I'm going to read you what I wrote. Please remember to meditate and go be in nature and take necessary breaks at this time from media, from, propaganda sources. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? Take a break. And from all your socials and platforms, okay? Alignment and firm foundation cannot be built and held strong. Remember, we talked about this is a wheel year. Spinning, spinning, spinning. No one's really knowing. You know what I'm saying? Where we're going, we know in our heart space, we do. But it can manifest in a lot of ways. But so listen, alignment and firm foundation cannot be built and held strong with constant energetic barrage of information, which is a form of vibrational frequency. Meditate, align, focus. Remember how we were talking about streamline, minimizing distractions so you can do the thing, so you can execute the thing? Even though I launched the teaching platform, everything's not there. I'm still going to be building and learning. I even had this whole glitch, you guys, and I had to remove a bunch of people. Tech support was helping me, and then I was having to I was like, Lord, have mercy. But hey, remember how we talked about this year is so great to remember fundamentally that seeds have been planted. That means we're going to grow them. That means we're going to keep dreaming. Spirit's going to keep bringing things in, and we're going to do something, and it's going to be great, and it may not work immediately, and we tweak it. That's a process of a new journey, of a new path just beginning to unfold, right? And boy, I'm telling you, with this Aquarius planetary lineup, right? You are going to be getting in that streamline of energy, which is now even amplified in a beautiful way by Neptune and Aries, okay? What did we say? We were playing, what was it? Pluto, not Pluto pinball. We were saying that the other year. This is Pluto, I don't know what, Pluto passport, Pluto pass through. But yeah, we in it here. Now you're going to start hearing people talking about, wow, the sun is going to conjunct Pluto. Okay, now Mars is conjunct Pluto. This is the precession. We're going through the veil. I was just writing in one of the modules last night about the High Priestess in association with this season and how you're in the in-between, in-betwixt. So let me go back to what I was writing. Meditate, align, and focus. FOMO, right? Y'all know that FOMO. FOMO with information addiction and media and social media apps is very, very real. And in fact, you got to be careful if you're doing your energetic and spiritual work and cleansing and alignment, okay? If you're well grounded in your alignment. Because there's a lot of black, inorganic, inverted, ugly, dying Saturnian black magic, if you will. There's a lot of that stuff in the social media. It's like, ooh, yes, get addicted. Ooh, yes, tap up, ramp up that anxiety, dig up that fear. If you know how to cultivate what you view, I love that for you. But even then, sometimes we just need breaks. You get what I'm saying? FOMO with information addiction and social media apps is very, very real. You will inevitably lose touch with your own intuition. Spirit and your ancestors will never fail to place you exactly where you need to be at the right time in service of the highest and best good with exactly what you need. Please remember your personal self-knowing and alignment are key at this time of high convergence. Go study something. Hey, okay. Get up with your soul family. Plan a chat. You guys help each other be accountable. Plan doing a little ritual. Or maybe you want to write their names and light a candle and say, let's do this together. Or please be careful if you've got crazy weather. But whether you're a pro up in the Northeast or you're at wherever you are, just be mindful. But go study something, right? I wrote, listen to a podcast, walk in nature, talk to the tall ones, write in a journal, take a spiritual bath, set up an altar, learn a new skill or hobby, find a new teacher. Hi, I know one if you need one. Find a new teacher, be a mentor, create art. Planting seeds, right? Create art, write poetry. Okay, this is what I was talking to people about, right? The technology and the way that everything is progressing, there's no backwards on that. Absolutely not. It's not going to go backwards. But you can unplug anytime you want. You sure the fuck can. I know you can. Yes, you can. You can even maybe set like little, especially in Aquarius season, especially until we get to spring. Make sure that you're well tapped into your own voice and intuition, and you're well balanced right now, okay? Because I want you to get the best of this Aquarius stellium. I want us to juice the last of this marrow that Pisces North Node wants to give us. Continuously, I'm seeing the water bear in Aquarius partnering with Pisces, the fish, right? Pouring the water over the head, washing it out, rebaptism. These are the energies that I'm feeling into. I want us to juice the last of the marrow of Saturn being at 28 degrees. We keep talking about Saturn, but I want to give... What's the exact date? Hold on, because I want to know. Ooh, child. Ooh, not me getting caught up. I thought we had a little more time. That's okay. What is time? Everything is in divine alignment. You're exactly where you need to be right now, okay? You're exactly where you need to be. But just for mindfulness sakes, Saturn will enter Aries on February 13th. And then boom. That's the end of 29 and a half, almost 30 years of karmic cycles, personal evolution, learning emotional maturity. That's almost 2 years of having been in Pisces, restructuring your spiritual hygiene, rebuilding your emotional boundaries, getting back in touch with the divine source oneness that is always able to tap in and flow through you and support you, right? Woo, child. Okay, that's okay. I don't know why I thought it was later, but hey, yeah, and then you know what? After February 13th will be boom, coming upon the eclipse portals, rebirthing the Lunar New Year. Ooh, yep. Okay, but I love for us that Neptune is in Aries, okay? I don't know if I'll be able to see dates on this chart like I want to see them. But mind you, please know, okay, this is so significant because the work that you're doing in this Imbolc season, the module that I have, I'm going to be doing some modules until we like officially start tarot school, if you're curious about that. But I'm literally, I have this module that I'm writing and putting up a little bit of each day, because once you join at school, it's a subscription fee monthly. So I want you guys to have material and stuff to engage with. But it's crazy because I'm literally talking about the spirit of Imbolc, and I'm going through these modules like an overview of Imbolc, and we're talking about spiritual cleansing and blessing the home, blessing your body, the vessel. We're talking about, what else are we talking about in there? Astrology of the quickening, Aquarius. We're going to talk about the star card. We're going to talk about archetypes. We're going to have a guided meditation. Then we have like a custom spread. There's all kinds of good stuff in there. So good. But Neptune in Pisces, was it last night? I was just writing about this. Hold on, because I'm literally looking at my notes. Oh, yes. Okay, so we were talking about the betwixt and between in this learning module, right? And so part of it was talking about the high priestess and how she is connected to this gateway of shift between Neptune going between Pisces and Aries. Do you see? I feel that Jupiter in Cancer is really helping us to continue to hold space for ourselves. Jupiter in Cancer also makes me think of the High Priestess and the Moon and those Neptune and Piscean vibes. And I love that Neptune going into Pisces first really gives that energy a chance to trickle down from the higher stellar gateways, the soul star, and these chakras coming down. So it's not massively overwhelming just at first. And then, of course, again, thinking about that transition with the High Priestess, that alchemical shifting moment, and then linking that to Neptune shifting from Pisces to Aries, which again happened yesterday. You think about the High Priestess card, right? And her associations with the moon The moon being very Piscean, being very Neptunian, if you back it out to a bigger perspective, right? So that's great journal fodder for you to work with. But yeah, literally, I had been writing this course content and I just wasn't even thinking about it. And I was like, it's time. It's time. What is that, y'all? The Mariah Carey is thawing out. That's what it makes me think of. But yeah, here we are, Neptune in Aries. It's giving, don't be passive. You know, it's giving a Genesis moment. It's giving system rebuilding. It's giving new spiritual ideals and visions. We keep talking about embodiment. This is coming into a tangible form. Just to reiterate, Neptune's not only completing a 14-year journey in Pisces. Neptune has now completed an entire 165-year cycle. So when you think about us working our way to Imbolc season, and this very important rebirthing of the light portal in many different traditions when we go over that February threshold, right? Smack dab in an Aquarius stellium, ice on ice on ice, okay? But yeah, it's very, it's a reset of all resets. It's not only cleansing for a season or cleansing for a lunar cycle or cleansing before the spring equinox. It's setting timelines that are going to ripple out for your entire lifetime. And that's not sensationalizing. That's a reality. It's very new collective dreaming. It's very spiritual warrior. It's very, I have got to become active and pioneer with what I have, exactly where I am, and what does that look like for me, right? That's why there's just so much dissolving, but in the space of dissolution, we also are dreaming all of this new, and I can't help but think, it literally makes me think about how, excuse me, we were talking about, Imbolc, and how it's this betwixt state where you're not loud, you're not, well, okay, in some places I'm going to tell you, in divine alignment and spirit placing you where you need to be, boom, you will know in your very concrete reality when it's time for you to take specific actions, or if you want to support people, or, you know what I'm saying? But in your own personal path, in your journey on the micro, ideally you're completing that private inner work, right? And you're feeling things and you have a knowing of things. And it is very much like a quickening, but it's like flowing into you without quite getting ready to fully disperse yet. So that's another thing that we were talking about and learning about in that module. So if any of that stuff resonates with you, I would definitely encourage you to check it out. There's just so much great material, and we can chat there. And look, if you need a place, like I said, where you're just like, I can't do the socials and the media is too much right now every day. I specifically kept that in mind because I wanted people to have a place where they could have a cocoon and a spot of learning and community, and where you didn't have to be barraged by all of that just to log in and check in with your soul tribe or your classmates. We have chat features there. I'm still learning a lot about the platform, but I think we can set like what they call coffee dates, and we can have co-learning sessions. So I'm excited to learn more about all of those tools. So let's tap into the energy. I'll see what we have. So this is the deck that I felt called to. So we've got Star Codes, Astro Oracle, Heather Rowan Robbins. Amazing. If you do love learning about astrology, this alone is another great one. What's our other one? Oh, we love the Herbal Astrology deck. This is also amazing. Even if you pulled like one a week and studied it, or like you had a journal and you just pulled, it's great to learn about your own chart and energy. But it's great to just learn about astrological placements. So, you might be like, I don't know, a course overwhelms me. I'm always going to weave astrology into teaching the Wheel of the Year and teaching tarot. So we hit on some of all of that over in my teaching platform. But, sometimes you need smaller bites to chew on, and this deck is great for that. Okay. So we're going to get tapped into the energy with that first. So we are always calling upon our spirits, our ancestors, our team and higher self, our guides that are both galactic and earthbound in service of the highest and best good and harming none. We always declare that in our space here. Our Davic nature spirits of the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, the sea, the 5D elevating earth grid of Gaia is supported here. We always call upon our ancestors and our spirit team that serve our highest and best good to bring us messages, to bring us activation in this space. Yeah, and we set our intentions here for manifesting health, wealth, abundance, and prosperity, for self-expansion, self-knowing, healing, ascension, and awareness. Okay, all those things over here. Child, you know I got to keep up. Oh, yeah. I was going to use a mist because, look, y'all, it's real cold. And I normally like to keep my windows cracked even when it's cold. But 14, 16 degrees, y'all, with that? The windows are closed. And I've already, I light incense at my altars every morning for the goddess. And it's just too cold. So I don't want to heavily smudge. But let me give a shout out to my friend. I know I share her stuff all the time. But she made, what was the other one she had? Was it a sage hydrosol? She does these by hand. She does like distillation. And she's very wise in methods of creating these alchemical tools from plant spirits. So look, I love this one. She does not have this one often. I think it's like very hard to make and distill. But this is actually a distillation handmade. She's called Wild Hair. So check her out. She has a Facebook page. I'm not sure if her website is still, but I'll ask her. Because when I share my friends' stuff, people always ask me. Well, a lot of you probably know her anyway if you're in my soul groups, right? In my soul family. So we've got our frankincense hydrosol. Frankincense is excellent right now if you are able to burn resins. Frankincense, woo, will cleanse on a whole different level. It's actually also really good if you struggle when you breathe in stuff. But yeah, I can't be smudging the rooms out. It's too cold to crack a window. So we're going to go with our hydrosol today. What else are we going to shuffle from, y'all? I like this one too. It's called Cosmic Dreamscape Astrology Oracle Decks. I would suggest if you're a newbie or a beginner learning astrology, decks are great. Because they kind of hit on that childlike energy of stoking your visual excitement while you learn in like smaller chunks. Also, I just like the hippie, crazy, colorful vibes. This one is nice and simple too. So I like how these pair well together. I'm going to lie to you. It's not my favorite cardstock. It's almost too glossy. And like, you know how they'll stick together. But I still love the content. All right, Spirit, please give us messages, activations, synchronistic confirmations. Connect us with the vibrational frequency that we need to see today to support our healing, our self-knowing, our growth, and our alchemical path. Our new magicians, our new fool's journey. Whoa, that's a lot. We're just going to take the one off the top because it's like 4 more cards, y'all. Interesting. Funny that it flipped over because I haven't flipped these over yet. Let's tap into the energy before we pull more cards. I know I'm always trying to figure out how to make more space, but here we are. All right, so tapping into the energy, we're going to start with shadow period. Proceed with caution. Immediately, what I'm hearing from Spirit is... Hold on, guys. The first Mercury retrograde. That's what I heard. Child, I got all these cards stacked up here, too. The first Mercury retro. I'm trying to type. Hold on, guys. I want to say... Yeah, it's after. It's after. Okay. As soon as I brought this card out, proceed with caution, okay? I feel like this is telling us don't get caught up in moving too fast with this energy. So the point of Neptune shifting before Saturn does into these Aries convergence of timelines is that it's a trickle-down effect, right? Saturn is the higher heart, the outer planet, the higher heart, the kind of like the higher tier of Venus. So we want those codes to be activated in a certain way so that, boom, when Saturn starts to roll out, when we get more into spring equinox, we will have time to have sat with it. You see? So yes, we are still energetically encouraging moving slow. Do you understand the wisdom behind moving slow? I'm hearing ice, freezing, but then thawing out, I'm hearing, which is very metaphorical in the astrology, but it also relates to the season on the wheel of the year we're in. But I immediately, like I said, I heard the first Mercury retrograde. So that's going to be February 26th, I think, until March the 20th here. Let me just verify. Because I don't have it in front of me, but that's okay. I was just curious, what's the first Mercury retrograde going to be in? Would it be in? Because Mercury is always moving a lot faster. It should be in Pisces, but it might be a little bit ahead. Excuse me. Yeah, okay, yeah. So the first Mercury retrograde will be February 26th to March 20th in the sign of Pisces. So can you link together and understand how, although we will get this activation, we are already in fact receiving it. Spirit is saying, but again, we will have a time to kind of say, let's slow it down and make sure that we are absorbing the impact of what we're really receiving right now. Because we are in a time that is rarest of rare of rare. So it's fascinating that we will have the dissolution of already Neptune and Saturn being out of Pisces. But our first Mercury retrograde will take us back into Pisces territory. Do you see the significance of that? And it's also like Mercury's already at what? The 11th degree of Pisces now. Normally, Mercury kind of leads the charge. He tends to run ahead of everyone because we get those downloads and then think of the planets as different parts of the body, different parts of the chakras, or how you experience the energy. So Mercury kind of runs ahead, right? But Venus is actually like 1 degree ahead of Mercury right now, which is kind of interesting. It's almost like you got to have a shot to the heart. But then we are still getting that upper chakra alignment. I'm hearing, shot to the heart. Oh, y'all. Moment of silence. Okay. Sorry. I'm hearing a shot to the heart. And you're to blame, darling, you give love a bad name. And now, for some reason, Spirit is drawing my eye over there to Black Moon, Lilith, and Sagittarius, and this lighting the torch. Like I'm hearing that. Remember when we kept channeling that Beyonce song, I'll be damned? Yeah. Okay, Spirit says, let's bring it back into focus. You're right. We have our moment of silence for the shot to the heart. Here in America, right? And let's ground back into our bodies, okay? Because we don't want to stay there. We don't want to get stuck there. Okay? So Spirit is saying, come back. Okay, come on. Come back. I know, I'm hugging you. You're seeing me. We're here together, okay? You see how we have to do that? That's okay. So Spirit is saying, come back to the first Mercury retrograde period, where Mercury will retrograde in Pisces. So let's go ahead with that in mind. Let's read Shadow Period together. Our ancestors and our spirit teams and the ancient high level, to the degree that they will never understand, Spirit is saying, nothing is missed. Nothing is missed. Don't you understand? Nothing is wasted. None of it's wasted. Please know that, okay? It's hard to alchemize that in your body when we have those moments, okay? I understand. Child, well, let me tell you about this oracle deck, though. It's crazy because it is not... It's not in alphabetical order. I haven't figured out the order, and maybe I'm just missing it. I think it's like, Has to do with the planet somehow. Wow, maybe the shadow period, proceed with caution, was just for us to take that moment of silence. And it drives me crazy too. Let me remind myself, y'all, because I feel like we need to read it. But is there an index? Yeah, there's not. Okay, here we go. I found it. Ooh, child. Every planetary retrograde cycle has what's called a shadow period before and after the actual retrograde. Okay, do you see in between shadow period? There's a relevance there too, Spirit says. And these give us a chance to both prepare for and recover from the backspin effect. With shadow period energy present, it's time to take things slow. Get your ducks in a row and move a little more tentatively. It's not out of fear. It's out of wisdom and discernment and preparedness and alignment. You see that? Energy around you is at a state of flux, child. It's a wheel year and it's going to stay in a state of flux. Please know, the next couple of years, as a matter of fact. State of flux, fire horse, spirit is, I'm hearing the song, wild horses couldn't drag me away. Maybe somebody, there's a horse relevance here, spirit is saying, but this could be also referencing the year of the fire horse. Energy around you is in a state of flux. Spirit said, so are the timelines. Okay. And you're either transitioning in or out of a period of deep reflection. We are on the micro and the macro in our country and all around the world, okay? And we're not doing it alone, okay? So instead of trying to fly to your next destination in the fast lane, I'm hearing a Pearl Jam song, Given to Fly. But then I heard, child, well, whose radio station am I tuned into? I heard, what is it? Life in the fast lane surely make you lose your mind. Given to fly. I have these tattooed on me. Some of these lyrics actually to honor my brother. May he rest in peace. But sometimes you see a strange spot in the sky. A human being that was given to fly. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Whoa, whoa. Oh, it's so appropriate. Y'all, we got to read the lyrics. So instead of trying to fly to your next destination, we're not saying don't go there, but you don't have to fly there. Maybe it's a spiritual flying, meditation, paying attention to your dreams. There could be messages there. Gently, okay, pump the brakes. First Mercury retrograde in Pisces, right? Look both ways before proceeding. Ooh, I'm hearing our GPS navigation systems are being realigned. We've been prepared for this, okay? Dot your I's, cross your T's, and take lessons learned, not to the heart. Y'all, it says take lessons learned to the heart. Shot to the heart, and you're to blame, darling, you give love a bad name. And then what was it? Life in the fast lane, surely make you lose your mind. I'm seeing someone like smack the rear of the horse, get on now. And the horse is like running off. Okay. But we're having a time where we pump the brakes, pump the brakes. Okay. Let me read you these lyrics from Given to Fly. Y'all know I love my Pearl Jam. Okay. Let me look. There's part of the lyrics. The love received is the love received is a love that is saved. Okay, listen. He could have tuned in, but he tuned out. A bad time, nothing could save him. Alone in a corridor, waiting locked out. He got up out of there, ran for hundreds of miles. He made it to the ocean and had a smoke in a tree. The wind rose up and set him down on his knee. A wave came crashing like a fist to the jaw. Delivered him wings, hey, look at him now. Okay, a wave came crashing like a fist to the jaw. Delivered him wings, hey, look at him now. Arms wide open with the sea as his floor. Oh, the power. I think he is writing this about surfing, but dang, do you hear this? He's flying whole, high, and wide. He floated back down because he wanted to share his key to the locks on the chains he saw everywhere. But first he was stripped, and then he was stabbed by faceless men. Well, those fuckers, he still stands. Ooh, the goosebumps, y'all. And he still gives his love. He just gives it away. The love he receives is the love that is saved. And sometimes he's seen as a strange spot in the sky. A human being that was given to fly. Can you imagine when someone either willingly, knowingly, not knowingly, willingly, or very adamantly, unwillingly gives themselves or is given in a moment like ones that we may have seen collectively? Can you imagine the power that must just ripple through the collective energetic field when a soul sorry guys, when a soul like that as an energetic frequency goes back to the collective field? Can you imagine how the cosmos must lift up a ripple like that? And you'll never convince me that the moments with people and places and things, and it is very full of grief, but what a spark. Do you know what I'm saying? That a soul would incarnate to have a contract like that, and there's no way that the universe would let that be a loss. You see what I'm saying? And he still gives his love, he just gives it away. The love he receives is the love that is saved. Sometimes it's seen a strange spot in the sky. A human being that was given to fly. Y'all, it's such a good song. If you've never heard it, and maybe you're a wee baby, and you're not a Gen Xer or an elder millennial or a millennial, ooh-wee, the way the 90s is coming back, folding back on top of these rebirth of timelines, we love to see it, because the 60s wouldn't have lifted up the 90s. Now the 90s lift us. You see how the timelines fold back? If you're here and you haven't delved back into Pearl Jam, maybe you a youngin', loving like you a little baby. A wee baby, okay, they say down in the north. A wee patat, okay. Go listen to that song. It's very inspirational. So proceed with caution, indeed. Okay, but caution is not negative, and it's not anxiety and spiraling into your vibration, lowering, and you realizing you're trapping yourself back into the frequency fences. We can pump the brakes, we can dot our T's, we can cross our I's, we can know our rights, we can understand what we've been called to next, and we can fly. But you see the trickle down that I'm talking about, okay? So proceed with caution, shadow. Yeah, it's not to stoke fear. Okay, child. Woo. Let's see what we got. Not Saturn. Saturn said, hi. Okay, Saturn structure. I love the gold. I was writing in my own journal about the stellar gateway, and the stellar gateway above the soul star is associated with like very high vibrational golden frequencies. When you meditate with the pillars of light and you do things like this and you circulate the light outside of your body, you're taking in that golden frequency. I love that the gold is here on this card. Whew, we had a moment there. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, let's go to Saturn. I can't remember. Oh, child, they got numbers on them. Saturn in structure. Saturn rules that which we must build over time. Bones, teeth, personal authority, maturity, borders, hello, discipline, traditions, organization. Saturn, like Jupiter, is a huge gas giant with rings of ice and rock. It represents the boundary of the visible solar system as the last planet humans could see with their naked eye from Earth's surface. Saturn's traditional ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius takes 29 and a half years to round the zodiac and forms challenging aspects to itself approximately every 7 years. Hence, the 7-year itch in marriage, and 21 is the traditional age of official adulthood. Okay, action. Saturn asks you to step into the next level of maturity and take personal authority. Think of Saturn as a martial arts master who pushes you to grow through workouts and discipline and tests that allows you to prove what you know, both to yourself and to others. And oftentimes the best times happens when you're under the pressure. I mean, no, nobody needs to be in a triggered state of being under that kind of pressure like all the time. All the time is not healthy. Please, get help to alleviate or listen to your intuition. There are situations you need to leave. But I'm saying sometimes in life, the pressure makes the diamond. You get what I'm saying? Look for a mentor. Hold on, spirits. I go back and read. Think of Saturn as a martial arts master who pushes you to grow through workouts, discipline, and tests that allow you to prove what you know, both to yourself and others. Look for a mentor or choose to mentor another. Honor the teacher, but don't give your power away. Listen to the experts, but mix their wisdom with your experience and make your own wise decisions. If you feel like someone is abusing their authority, spirit come through, okay? Or undermining your set firm boundaries and hold them accountable, right? Hold the line. Burr, 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 burr. Loving and always on time. That's what I'm hearing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Study. Cope. We must. Okay? Cope. Grow up. Adapt. And see, this is the time to be doing the thing. Look pragmatically to the skeleton and the teeth, either of your own body or in the metaphorical structure of a project. Can this endeavor stand up and take a bite out of life? Make sure foundations are strong, organizational structures are in place, and build out from there. As you gain strength in mind, muscle, and bone, you can become stiff. So remember to stretch the body and the soul. I'm hearing, again, weren't we just talking about Archangel Uriel the other day? And the earth and the bones and the structure and the density and the, I'm hearing like Spirit is saying, like the ancient power of the ancestors, activations of, I'm seeing 10 of Pentacles, I'm seeing Ace of Pentacles, I'm seeing King of Pentacles. Whoa, okay. And I'm thinking about these meditations where you work with Archangel Uriel and you ask the light to become activated, like deep in the structure of the marrow of your bones. Okay, I'm seeing that. The challenge, be careful not to cling to the old conceptions of success or hold on to a brittle system that restricts potential and leaves people discouraged. The gift, the ancestors, there it is. The ancestors call you to wisdom and maturity. Know your gifts and limitations. This process may be an initiation, a test that empowers you. Oh, indeed it is. In the collective en masse, for real. Okay, wonderful. What do we have next, Spirit? Dignified strength. Look at that. That's when like a planet or a placement or an aspect in your chart, if we say it's dignified, that means the way that it's aspected or the things around it are very complementary in a strengthening way. Okay, dignified. Let's go and see. Whoa, whoa. Okay, I'm hearing the song like on loop in my head. Dignified strength. A planet is at its strongest when it is essentially or accidentally dignified in a sign or placement that aligns with its nature and adds strength. Okay, this is giving me something about pump the brakes. Let your GPS navigation system become reoriented. What is it now time for you to align with that will accentuate your strengths? Choosing your alignments wisely. Maybe you're feeling called to collaborate or learn from, teach and or mentor, connect with new groups, new people, new studies, new ideas. For some reason, I'm seeing the throat chakra, but that's going to become more and more active this year anyway. For example, Mars is its most Mars-like when in Scorpio or Aries, the two signs it rules. Or in Capricorn, which is a strong sign of leadership. A dignified planet is like a soccer player who happens to be out in front and free in the exact right place to receive a pass. Ooh, tap in. Okay, action. Your voice matters. Trust that you are what is needed here at this moment. Weren't we saying earlier, you're exactly where you need to be right now? Where are you at? What do you have? What can you do there with what you have, right? You are in your element and at the right place at the right time, so you have an advantage. But it's up to you to make a choice and run with the ball. But remember, hold on. Don't go out the gate too fast, right? We're in a slow build towards the spring equinox. Remember that, okay? Dodge the obstacles and look for opportunities just beginning to emerge. Have faith in yourself. You know what it takes, even if you don't know it yet. It's up to you to tap into your potential and find the resources within. Ooh, these cards came through. Play to your strength. Use your contacts. Sing the song. Oh, you know we're going to sing a song over here, friend. Sing the song that best fits your voice. Do so with humble respect for the process. The situation is strong enough for you to fulfill your potential without stepping on another person to get ahead. The wind is with you, but will not do the work for you. Take the lead. Do your work and bring your team along with you. Ooh, this is giving a call to my leadership, a call to my mentors, a call to my teachers. Hey, let me just say a side note. This school website is an amazing resource. So many communities of people teaching. If you're looking to learn, man, there's so many resources out there. I'm not just bigging my own self up, but I'm saying this school website, skool.com, is excellent. Maybe you can't get out as much, or maybe you are like, I work from home, but I want to try to get into something. Check out the website. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of communities of people out there, and they're teachers. It's career, it's art, it's spiritual. There's all kind of things out there. It's an excellent resource, okay? The challenge, right? It may be tempting to take over. It may be tempting to take over. Yes, it's time for you to shine, but bring everyone along with you rather than dominating them, or you may be left high and dry. Excuse me. You may be left high and dry once the game is over. For weeks, months, or lifetimes, this is the gift, right? For weeks, months, or lifetimes, you have prepared for this moment. The muscles you have built in body and soul, the understanding you have accrued, they are needed here at this time and place. And if you want to understand more about your chart, there's plenty of resources to be self-taught. Let's get a Green Witch's Oracle card too. There's plenty of resources to be self-taught, but also please visit my website. Send me an email. If you need guidance, I want to learn about my chart. I want to understand my natal chart, my birth chart. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? There's a plethora of information that your soul, can share with you through your birth chart. So reach out, get in touch. And I would love to assist you, okay? Because knowing the self is the beginning, right? Okay. Life in the fast lane sure to make you lose your mind. Okay, Spirit. Let's get a Green Witch Oracle. See what additional messages we have. I don't even think we'll really get into the tarot, but I would encourage you cards to work with right now. The Star. And again, this is another thing that we hit on in this module. But we were talking about like cards to work with being the Star, the High Priestess. The Empress is a great one for this season as well. And I would also say, did we say Temperance? Definitely. Okay. But these are the things that we learn in these modules and what I attempt to teach for you guys. Okay. What do we have, Spirit? Ooh, we have Earth. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at it. Look at that. It kind of matches with the color. That's so beautiful. Look at it. Earth, peace, and grounding. Oh, yeah. That's a great note to close on because, child, I know we need it. Oh. Is it the first card? Okay, not number one. Hey, the first card. All right, peace and grounding. The Earth card offers a moment of reflection and connection. Remember, pause, proceed with caution, okay? Look, this is where we need to be at right now, for sure, because we're going to be moving into this energy here. You may be losing yourself. Don't we know it? You may be losing yourself and becoming too focused on work, schedules, to-do lists, propaganda, media, big, powerful conglomerates of collapsing timelines, throwing temper tantrums to get all of our attention because they're so angry that we're powerful and embodied and waking up. Yeah, for sure. You may be dealing with that. Sometimes you don't realize how far you strayed from your relationship with nature and its calming energy. I'm going to remind you, I know this is a little bit longer, but I'm going to remind you that Terra Gaia and the light grid and the energetic frequencies of the wisdom of the ancient Earth Mother, ain't nobody hijacking her. That is a lie. If you return to her, you can get restoration and peace, I guarantee. Ain't nobody thinking they getting one up all on this earth. Absolutely not. And do you know how many galactic, cosmic, how many energetic frequencies and different multidimensional existences and higher galactic beings and courses of vibrational energy that's being sent that is like, go, come on, Earth, you got this. Please no. There are so many narratives that want to knock you out of aligning with that. But you don't have to choose that, okay? Even those of us who work with nature daily can sometimes get set in our ways and become complacent. This card is a reminder to consciously renew your connection with nature and listen to what the natural world has to say. Take a step back and breathe. Right? Okay? Giving yourself space to find balance, clear your mind, and open it to the communication of nature. Because that is a pure, that is an unadulterated, that is not hijacked. That is a frequency you can go and connect into and trust and know it'll be pure. Okay? Let its energy soothe and revitalize you as you ground yourself in earth. Reflection. Do you need to reboot your connection to nature or maybe help someone else connect to nature? Yes. I love that as a closing point. Please take good care of yourself today and the rest of this week. I love you. I look forward to connecting with you soon, okay? Bye.